What's up, YouTube? So, damn, it's been a minute since I've recorded, actually 3 weeks, but a lot's going on. Damn, where do I even start? So, fuck, yeah, actually, Ronnie has cancer, so that's my older dog, for those people who don't know. I guess, like, he's there in leash lessons and some of them, but anyways, what happened was one day I came home, took the dogs for a walk, and Ronnie started knuckling really bad. And I thought it was like IVDD, maybe he has some spinal issues, something else going on. So I took him into the vets. The vets were like, we got to do x-rays. They thought it was arthritis. And I was like, listen, like, I know my dogs. I think I'm a pretty good dog owner. Like, they're on glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM, turmeric, and omega-3s. I'm like, the chances of his arthritis actually making a huge impact on his life, because I was always aware that like bigger dogs have hip dysplasia and stuff. I watched a couple of movies when I was a kid, and I knew people who had dogs, like big dogs who had hip issues and arthritis issues, and I just didn't want that to be a problem. So he's been on like all those supplements his whole life, and like there's no issues with it. And same thing with Toby, his younger brother. So Toby's 10, Ronnie turned 11 on June 3rd. But essentially what happened is he was knuckling on his walk, and I took him to the vet. We had to do x-rays, blood work, spent a bunch of money there, took him to the VCA care clinic, and they pretty much kept him for a while, did more blood work, and they found that his globulins in his blood were really high. And there's really only two reasons for that to happen. One is if they have like an infectious disease and like your body kind of incubates it, and the second one is if there's cancer. So I wasn't expecting the cancer diagnosis, to be honest with you guys. I honestly don't know what I was expecting. Like, I always knew in my head that like these bigger dogs live 10 to 12 years, and that's cool, you know, like I've given them a great life and I've made a lot of sacrifices. And just on that itself, like my mom always told me that like relationships and love require compromise. It's when two parties come together for the greater good. But a lot of times relationships and love require sacrifice. So it's when one party gives up what they want most so the other party can actually get what they want. And like that sacrifice often goes underappreciated, like often unappreciated, right? And like who better to know than an immigrant mom? So like my mom was great with explaining that stuff to me when I was a kid, so thank God. I'm taking it better than I thought I would. There are some times where it's like a little tough and I'm like, damn, but you know, I do find like great solace in being logical, because like from what I've read and figured out about dogs is like they don't understand what cancer is and all that stuff, right? They only understand I feel good today, I don't feel good today. And that kind of helps because he's on a lot of meds. So he was on Medicam, gabapentin, because originally they thought it was a neurological disorder. They thought like his spine was crushing his nerves. So what's happening is that he has prostate cancer, and it's spreading to his lower spine, which was causing metastasizing all across his vertebral column. And because of that, like his spine's getting weak, obviously, and he's struggling lifting his hind foot, mainly his right foot. So yeah, that's the diagnosis. And the vet said there's a 50-50 chance he'll make it 3 months, and that's pretty much it. He can't say anything beyond that. He did say that like depending on how, like I'm heading to the vets right now, and then we actually have to go to Rolex to pick up an allocation that just came in. So yay, you know, good news and bad news all at the same time. I don't even know how I feel about the Rolex now. Like it just kind of fucking dampened the happiness about that. But yeah, they're gonna put him on prednisone, and right now he's on Percocet, so oxycodone and acetaminophen, which is Telenol. He's been taking 325 milligrams of that. I don't know why I'm getting into dosages, like some vets watching this are like, you know, whatever. Anyways, long story short, he has prostate cancer. It's spread to his lower spine. They're gonna start him on prednisone. We need the Medicam to clear out of his system, so 5 days. So I didn't give it to him this morning, his meds. So essentially Sunday is when he'll be starting prednisone, which is like a steroid, and that's supposed to, and honestly, like there's no cure for this cancer because he is 11. Like, you know, obviously he can do chemo and stuff, but it's already metastasizing across his spinal column, and essentially it's pain management from here on out until he can't make it anymore. So it really depends on how fast the cancer's spreading. I'm hoping it's not too fast, but it could be a couple of weeks, maybe 3 months to maybe like 11 months from what I've read online to how long he'll make it. So, yeah, which is insane, man. For, like a 120, 130 pound dog, he's made it to 11 years old in a month right now. And he's still happy. He's eating. Like, it's sad because there's so much life left in his eyes still. I think that's what's getting to me. I would understand if, like, I looked at him and he was just like, yo, like, let me go. But he literally looks like he wants to go for runs. He wants to go for walks and all this other stuff. And I just, like, can't because his body's giving out. And that's the shitty part, because his heart and soul is like, let's do this. So, yeah. And then I wonder how, like, Toby's gonna do with it as well. Like, that's all he's ever known since he was a puppy, right? Ronnie was a year and a half when I got Toby, and now Toby turns 10 on December 2nd. So, yeah, so we're gonna just head to the vet. I have to go to the VCA. It's in the deep south. Well, not deep south. It's like middle south. But it's like a 20-minute drive. I'm gonna pick that up. Our appointment at Rolex is for 2 o'clock. So I have about an hour. I'm gonna go to Rolex and pick up my really special allocation, which I'm excited about. If I don't look like it, it's probably because of Ronnie. Because, yeah, this is literally the last summer I'm going to get with him, so I'm going to spend as much time as I can. With that said, to pick up the watch, just because I don't want to, like, record something in my hand, I picked up Meta glasses. And, like, Ray-Ban has shit customer service, dude, honestly. But, that's beyond the point, and I don't want to get into it too much. But, yeah, I picked those up, and I also picked them up because I want to record everything from now on with the dogs. From, like, I can't believe I never bought Meta glasses before. They're sick. It literally feels like I'm hands-free filming them from my actual eyesight. Like, it looks like I'm watching a movie. So yeah, I'm gonna just record everything I can with the dogs for this summer. Maybe upload it on YouTube. Just keep it for myself, maybe. What's up, YouTube? So they pretty much didn't let me record much, but I did end up getting this little clip after I'd already purchased and paid. But yeah, so I ended up getting the 2026 Rolex Sky-Dweller in Everose Gold, which is 18 karat rose gold. It's on the Oysterflex bracelet, so it's the rubber strap, which I really, really, really like. I was looking forward to this watch. In a later video, once I leave them all and get home, you'll see me actually crossing this off of my vision board. So I have like a massive, what is this, like a 6 foot vision board, I guess. I'm like sitting right in front of it right now. But yeah, the vision board had this watch on it. It's actually like the third most expensive watch on there. So yeah, doing pretty good. I'm really happy with it. I love how it looks on me. I think rather than like the chocolate and the slate or the rhodium dial actually looks better with my complexion and my skin tone. I think like the blues and the greens usually work with people who have lighter skin. So yeah, I'm really happy with the watch. I love how it looks. Thank you guys for coming along. Just took the dogs on a short walk. Ronnie's not allowed to walk a lot still, so I picked up the prednisone for him, as well as the Percocet and the acetaminophen that he's going to be on for the next 30 days, and it's pretty much just watch and see what happens and how the cancer goes. But yeah, other than that, like, you guys can see, he's pretty healthy. He loves walking. He tries to, like, pull on the leash and refuse to come home. But